Last time I built a wooden buck to help capture the correct shapes of the engine lid door that I'll be using to create my shiny new panel. So now with my old engine lid, I'm taking important measurements that I'll be needing later on with the new panel. I decided on using a grinder to grind off the edges of the panel that had the folds. The folds didn't have any spot welds, so they came away pretty easily. As for the strengthening channel on the back, that did have some spot welds, and I partially drilled them through and then chiseled out the remainder. And finally the inner channel came free, and you can see that the bottom section will need repairing as well. As for the engine lid skin, like a religious artifact, it's quite holy, and putting it up onto my wooden buck, you can see just how distorted it is. So I start with a virginal flat sheet against the wooden buck, and I can see just how much shaping will be needed. I'm taking a straight line from end to end to show just how much of a stretch I need to create. And to stretch this, I'll be using an English wheel. An English wheel has a larger top wheel that's flat and a lower anvil that comes in a range of different shapes, from flat, slowly working up into a curve that helps shape the metal that you're working with. Rolling the sheet between these two wheels stretches and lifts the metal, causing it to curve. But the curve can also occur in a direction that you don't want it to. And to help prevent this, you can use a rubber strap over the top wheel. I got this rubber from a sacrificial wheelbarrow tube, and you can see where I've cut out the valve. It's a bit thin and it may not work properly. Oh bum. In my haste with the first attempt on the English wheel, I used the wrong anvil, one with a very high crest or curve, and it creased my sheet, as you can see here. I couldn't get rid of this crease, so I've had to start again. But my second attempt is much better, and I'm very happy with how it's shaping over the wooden buck. I'm making a bracket now to help keep the new panel in place while I hammer form the edges down. Cutting the corner will help me prevent any overlap when I complete the folds. I made a top section here to help clamp down and sandwich the panel so it doesn't move when I hammer it. Oh bum. Even with all the clamping and bracing, the hammer forming has ruined the edge. Somehow the middle section has moved as I was hammering it, and now I no longer have a straight edge. Oh well, this is a good time to practice, so I'll work on the side and see if it fares any better. It's shorter, so it should have more support. Oh bum. It's also moved. This is not going to work. The metal seems to shift, or the wooden buck seems to twist while I'm hammering, and it's just all over the place. It's rubbish. Okay, I've slept on it, which was really uncomfortable, and I've come up with an idea, and I'll test this with a smaller sheet so I don't keep wasting my metal. I'm going to secure a piece of sheet metal on this flat section of wood. I'm going to work on the edges first. By hammer forming it in this way, there's less of a chance of the edge to curve. This feels good, the edge is really nice, and the sheet is very flat. And now I'm going to use a shrinker on the lip to shape the edge. What the shrinker does is it chops down on the sheet and draws the metal towards itself. And literally just takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and it's done. A shaped edge. And it fits really well on the edge of my wooden buck. Using this method on the other side and applying the English wheel in the middle might just work. Oh yeah, this might just work all right. I'll start on the 2 side edges and partially bend the bottom edge, leaving the top flat until I get the shape I want. Well, that's it. Till the next video, wish me luck.